record from my side. Let me share the screen. Done. Okay, guys. So this is my primary server and this is my secondary server, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So in the log shipping, as discussed earlier, so it will work based on which backups, guys? Log backups or full backups. Regularly, what backups you are going to restore? Regularly, what backups you are going to restore?
Transaction log.
Correct. Log, the name, guys, if you see the name, log shipping. Okay. Log shipping. Shipping means, you know, right? You are going to ship the product. So for example, if you order any product in the Flipkart or Amazon, you can see shipping. It is in shipping, means moving. It is just moving between the locations, right? So log shipping, what you have to ship, guys? You have to ship the log backups. Log, not log file, guys. Log backup, transaction log backups you have to use for this log shipping, guys. Okay, so your log shipping will work based on the transaction log backups. Your log shipping will work based on the transaction log backups, guys. Okay, so how to automate these things, sir? Regularly we have to restore the database, right? So who will take the backup regularly and who will copy the log files between the log backups between your primary and secondary regularly, and who will restore it, sir, regularly? Okay, so we cannot do it, guys. Why? Because this is the database level DR option. Database level means if you want to configure log shipping on any database, you have to configure the log shipping per database. If something went wrong with this database, then this database will save us, guys. We have log shipping, mirroring, replication, Windows clustering, always on, right? So log shipping and mirroring both are database level DR options. Log shipping and mirroring both are database level options. Okay, whereas your replication is table level. I don't want the whole database. I need very important table. Why for one single table? Why I have to go for a complete database? I don't want. Then go for table level. Okay, table level option. Okay, your replication is clustering is an instance level option. Your whole server, Windows server is down. Another Windows server will take care of it, guys. If your whole Windows server is down, another Windows server will take care of it. Okay, always on is also somewhat like that only. It's a group level, group of databases you are going to use it. So those group of databases will save you, guys. The whole group itself is going to move between the servers, guys. Okay, guys. So database level option, log shipping is a database level option. In case if you have 10 databases, you have to configure log shipping for 10 times. 10 times you have to configure log shipping. If customer is asking, sir, who do you like, how we are going to get requests? So we'll get the request from the customers only. Depends upon the customer requirements, we are going to configure it, guys. If customer is asking, we need log shipping, we'll configure log shipping or mirroring. Okay, sometimes we'll decide it. Sometimes they will ask us. So based on that, we are going to proceed. So again, once you configure log shipping on one database, don't think that is enough. If they are asking log shipping, same log shipping on another database, again, you have to set up from the beginning, from the scratch, guys. Okay, guys, listen carefully. So what I'm going to do, I have to take log backups for every 15 minutes. Log shipping, basically log backups, right? Log backups usually in the organization, the recommended interval for the log backups are every 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes, okay, I told you, right? Log shipping will run based on the what, guys?
Log transaction log backups.
Okay, based on the
Data.
based on the based on the based on
Differential
the
backup, sir. Differential backup, sir.
based on the based on the
Differential backup, sir.
based on the
Sir,
jobs
sir, can you repeat once again, sir?
jobs based on the jobs. Okay, based on the jobs. So you will have 3 jobs. I told you, right? We will have 3 jobs. In these 3 jobs, first one is backup job. Backup job will take the backup of this log backup of this database on which database you have configured the log shipping. Okay, your backup job will take the log backup of this database for, we'll schedule it, guys. We'll schedule it while configuring log shipping. We can schedule it. So we will schedule the log backup for every 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes, this log backup job will automatically initiate and it will take the log backup, guys, and it will keep it inside. Of course, if you're taking backup means you have to save in one location, right? So we are going to share this. We are going to take the log backup to the shared location, guys. Okay, shared folder. Right, so we'll keep it in one shared folder. We will create this shared folder in the same server, or depends upon the organization, we'll keep it in a separate server, third server, guys. We'll keep it in a separate server, third server. Okay, so listen carefully. Your log backup job will run for every 15 minutes. Okay, and it will take the backup of this database, right? And it will, to which location it will take, guys? To this shared location it will take the log backup, guys, every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes. Okay, this is the main work of your log backup job. Of course, while creating log backup job, you have to specify the location, right? To which location you want to take the backup and all. So this is your backup job, guys. This is your backup job. Backup job. Okay, this backup job will run for every 15 minutes, right? You can schedule it. It will run for every 15 minutes and it will take the backup of this database and it will keep it inside the shared location, guys. That's it. Backup job work is done. Next, guys, what next?
Copy job, sir.
Once backup is completed, what we have to do? We have to restore this backup, right? We have to restore this backup in this server, right? So how to restore it? Without copying the backups to this server, how can I restore it? I cannot restore, right? So what I can do, see, if you want, you can restore directly from the shared location also. That doesn't create any issue. Why? Because this is a shared location. This can be accessible from all the servers. Okay, from node 1, node 2, it will be accessible. But the thing is, why we don't use that concept means, shared location means it's a network path, guys. Your network should be good. Otherwise, if the network is not good, like copying, restoring the files will be slow. So that's why we don't usually prefer. But some companies, they are going to use same location for taking the backup, same location for copying the files, and same location to restore the data also. So they don't create any separate drives, separate folders and all usually. But actual concept is, backup job is responsible only to take the log backups and it will keep it inside in your shared location. Okay, done. Then your copy job, what your copy job will do, guys? Your copy job will copy the backup files, the log backup files, from your primary server to secondary server. Okay, so let's go for one more folder. Listen carefully, guys. The same way we'll configure log shipping also. Okay, so this is your local backup folder, guys, right? And your copy job will copy the backups from your shared location to your local folder, guys, to your local folder. Okay, who will do this, guys? Your copy job. Okay, so let's go with the copy job gear. This is your copy job. Imagine this is your copy job. Okay, and this copy job will be there in your secondary server. Remember, guys, backup job will be there in your primary server. Copy job and restore job will be there in your secondary server, guys. Okay, listen carefully. They will ask you in the entry, they will ask you what jobs will be there in which server. Okay, your copy job, what it will do, guys? Your copy job will simply copy the log backups from your primary server to your secondary server. And of course, this will also will run for every 15 minutes. You can schedule it. You can schedule it, and this will also will run for every 15 minutes. And once the backup is done, once the backup is copied, what is the next thing, guys? What else we have?
Restore the file.
Restore job.
Restore.
Okay, this is your restore job, guys. Your restore job will take the log backups from the, okay, this local folder, restore job. Your restore job will take the whatever backups are copied from the primary server. Your restore job will take it from your local folder and they are going to be applied on your secondary database, guys. That's it. Nothing is there. Did you feel any trouble, guys? Okay, in understanding the log shipping, how it will work and all? Any issues? All the jobs will run for every 15 minutes, guys. Your backup job will run for every 15 minutes, and it will take the backup of log backup of this primary database. It will keep it inside in your shared location. Your copy job will run for every 15 minutes, and it will take the log backup from the shared location, and it will copy to the local folder. And once the backups are copied, your restore job, of course, will run for every 15 minutes. Guys, these jobs will keep running for every 15 minutes. Don't think your copy job will wait for backup job. Your restore job will wait for copy job. No, 15 minutes interval means what? If you give 15 minutes interval, now it is 7:51. Okay. So what is the next iteration for 15 minutes interval?
7:30.
Next iteration is 7:30. Yeah.
31, sir.
Sorry.
8:14. 8:4.
7:16.
8,
Guys, don't misunderstand like that. Okay, nothing. See, next
8, 6,
iteration
8.
is intervals only. 15 minutes interval. 8, 8:15, 8:30, 8:45. Okay, and 9 o'clock. Okay, if you want, you can give like that also. If you want, you can give like that also. For now, it is 7:51. 7:51 plus 15 minutes. Like that also you can give, but we don't give like that. Every 15 minutes it will run. We'll set it as every 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes interval means 8 o'clock is the 15-minute interval. Next interval is 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, 9 o'clock. So every 15 minutes, this job also will invoke. This job also will invoke. This restore job also will invoke. And it won't wait. Your copy job won't wait. Chalo, let's backup job is running. Okay, let it run. Once it is done, I'm going to start my job. Nothing like that. We'll simply schedule it, guys. As per the schedule, the jobs will start automatically. Okay, so your backup job will run at 8 o'clock. Same at 8 o'clock, your copy job will run. Same at 8 o'clock, your restore job also will run. Okay, if there are no backup files, it don't copy anything. If there are backup files, your copy job will copy those files to the local folder. And same 8 o'clock restore job will start. If there are no log backups, it will be successful, but it don't restore anything. If there are log backups, it will take those log backups and it will restore, guys. Okay, again I'm telling, your log shipping will run based on the jobs, 3 jobs, mainly 3 jobs. One is backup job. It will take the backup of your primary database, log backup of your primary database. It will keep it inside in your shared location. Copy job will take the log backups from the shared location and it will copy to the local folder of node 2 secondary server. Your restore job will run for every 15 minutes and it will take the log backup from your local folder and it will be applied on the secondary server. Now tell me, guys, log backups should be keep on applying on the secondary server. Can anyone tell me what is the secondary database state?
Standby.
And how you are going to restore the log
Standby.
backups? How you are going to restore the log backups?
Restoring one.
How you are going to restore it? What is the recovery
No recovery.
state?
No recovery.
No recovery.
Standby
No recovery.
state, sir.
With no recovery.
Standby state, sir.
Standby or with no recovery? Tell me,
With
guys,
no
standby or with no recovery? Just tell me your answers in the chat.
Standby.
With no
Then
Standby,
only,
sir.
then only
No
users
problem.
can view the databases.
No problem. Just tell me your answers in the chat. Type your answers in the chat. Okay, we'll see. Standby or with no recovery. Just try it, guys. No issues. Okay, just try it. Still 10 people has to respond. Please try it, guys. Okay, so let's go with the answers. Okay, standby, Sanjeev, Pravina, standby with no recovery, Anand. Okay, stand with no recovery, Srikanth, standby, recovery, oh my god. Sachida, standby, no recovery, Ramapriya, Srikanth with no recovery, standby with no recovery. Standby, no recovery, standby. Okay, guys. So, both are correct, guys. Okay, both are correct. Standby with no recovery, both are correct, right? So we have two options. Either you can go by with no recovery while configuring log shipping. The secondary database will have two options, guys, with standby, with no recovery, okay, or in recovery. Okay, so both are correct only. If you choose with no recovery, your secondary database won't be accessible. If you choose standby, your secondary database will be accessible only for read operations. Only for read operations. So sometimes in the interview, they will ask you how you can use log shipping setup for reports, reading reports and all. So in that case, the secondary should be in standby state. So guys, if my database is in standby state, can I restore the log backups regularly? Is it possible? If my database is in standby state, of course it is in recovery mode or no recovery, means I can restore simultaneous log backups or successive log backups. But if my database state is in standby state, can I restore the successive log backups, guys? Successive means the next log backups, upcoming log backups. Can I restore it? Is it possible? Tell me, guys, is it possible? If my database, try it. If it is it possible, can I restore my log backups if my database is in standby state? Try it, guys. No, yes, no, maybe. Try it. I got two responses, one from Anuj, one from Srikanth. Chidananda, no. No. Roja, yes, we can restore. Yes, sir, and Kamra. No, Usha. Yes.
Once again, sir.
If my database is in secondary, if my secondary database is in standby state, can I restore
Yeah.
my log backups? Is it going to allow to restore the log backups regularly? Okay, done. So most of you are saying no. Okay, so the answer is yes, guys. Okay, if it is no, why will have two recovery states in the log shipping? Log shipping won't work for standby, right? We don't have secondary standby state, right? So if your database is in standby state, still you can restore the log backups regularly. Okay, but the standby state, it will only work for select queries. Okay, it will only work for the select queries. You cannot run insert, update, delete queries and all on your standby database. But if you configure, while configuring the log shipping, I'll show you guys once this SSMS installation is done, I'll show you. Okay, so while configuring log shipping, it will ask what should be the secondary database state, in recovery state or standby state. You can choose whatever you want, depends upon the requirement. If developers or users asking, hey, we need secondary standby, I want to read the data, okay, or else I want to use the secondary server as a SSRS report server, so please allow us to restore the log backups with the standby state. So in the standby state also you can restore the log backups regularly. In the restoring or in recovery mode also you can restore the log backups regularly, guys. Okay, is it clear? So guys, any issues in this setup, guys? Tell me. Any issues how the log shipping and all is going to work? Any idea now? At least basic idea how you are going to transfer the data. So application will be directly connected to your primary database. Okay, you will get the data from your application, right? The data will comes from the application, guys. Okay, so this is my Amazon.in application. Imagine. Or why every time Amazon? Let's go with PhonePe. Okay, this is my PhonePe application. Okay, so you are getting transactions from your application to the primary database. So every 15 minutes, your backup job will run, right? So all the transactions first it will go to which file, guys? Log file or data file?
Log file, sir, first.
Log file, sir. Transaction.
I'll ask one question. Those who will answer, I'll give you 5 reward points. Okay. What is meant by log file hardening?
Reading everything to the log file, sir.
What is meant by log file hardening, guys? What is meant by log file hardening? Not gardening, okay? Hardening. Log file hardening. Any idea?
Sir,
All the like, sir.
Sorry.
Field, sir.
Sorry.
Committed transactions.
All the virtual log files are
No.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Transaction log is very large. तो जो large volume of transaction log file copy to primary to secondary server, the data take to more time. So that time I'm using to the hardening.
Okay.
Sir, writing everything to the log file is called log file hardening, sir.
Who is that? Sampath.
Sampath.
Okay. Are you sure, Sampath?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure? If you want, you can change
yes.
your statement.
No, sir.
Pakka?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other definitions, guys? Any other definitions for log file hardening?
Reducing security risk.
Oh, okay. Okay, guys. Okay. So I'll tell you, Sampath will got 5 points. Okay. So
The committed transactions also come under
everything,
that.
everything. Writing everything to the log file is called log file hardening. Writing everything, committed, uncommitted transactions.
Okay.
Sometimes they will ask in the interview, guys. Okay, what is meant by hardening or log file hardening? Writing everything, right? Log records before it writes page, and that's okay. Such the correct. Okay, so writing everything. See, whatever transactions are coming from your application, whatever transactions, whether they are committed transactions or uncommitted transaction, it don't mind. First, it will write it to the log file. This database log file. This is imagine PhonePe database. First, whatever transactions are coming from PhonePe application, it will write to the PhonePe database log file, guys. Writing everything to the log file is called a log file hardening. Once it was written to the log file, based on the committed transactions or uncommitted transactions, if they are committed transactions, they will move to the permanent file. They will be written to the data file permanently, guys. Okay, right? So writing everything to the log file is called log file hardening. So whatever transactions are coming from this PhonePe application to this PhonePe database, okay, that's okay. Every minute, every second, you will get the transactions, right? You know, right? How many people are going to use PhonePe? Every second, some people will use PhonePe for sending the money. Some people will use the same PhonePe for paying. Okay, at a milk booth or else like any other, like we have different counters, right? So some people are going to use to send the money. Some people are going to use to pay the money. So every second, lot of transactions will happen. All the transactions will be written to this PhonePe database log file. Okay, so your backup job will take the log backup, guys. Your backup job will take the backup of the log backup for every 15 minutes. So whatever transactions are there inside in your database log file, it will take the backup for every 15 minutes, and it will keep it inside in this shared location. Your copy job will take the log backups from this particular shared location to the local folder, guys. And your particular restore job, whatever log backups are there in this local folder, it will take the log backups from your local folder and it will be directly applied on your secondary database, guys. So as you keep on restoring the log backups on the secondary database, the secondary database state should be either in recovery mode or standby mode, guys. If something went wrong to this database, then what I have to do, guys? Tell me. Can anyone tell me what I have to do? I have to do the failover. I have to do the failover. How can I do the failover in the log shipping? If you simply change the connection string of your 10.10 from 10.10.10.1 to 10.10.10.2, is it going to work, guys? in the application constraint string, if you simply change the connection string from 10.10.10.1 to 10.10.10.2, is it going to work? It won't work. Why? Because the database
No,
is in
sir.
restoring state. You cannot access the database. So first you have to bring this database online, then you have to fail over the application from your primary to secondary database, guys. Okay, so in this way you can do the failover. That will be discussed, guys. Once we have configured the log shipping, I'll show you how to do the failover and all. Okay, failover is very important. In the log shipping, we'll do the failover. In the mirroring, we'll do the failover. In the replication, of course, there is no failover. Both are accessible. In the clustering, we'll do the failover. In the always on, we'll do the failover. 4 failovers will be there. Very important, very interview question, guys. Okay, very important interview question. So we'll discuss how to do that once we have configured the log shipping. Okay, chalo. So it was successfully installed. Let's restart the node 1, guys. Once it was back, then we'll start. I'm sorry, we'll start configuring log shipping. Okay, any questions, any doubts, please, in the log shipping?
Well, for example, one primary server is down, primary server is failure, then a whole application move to connected to the secondary server.
Correct.
And
But it's a
this-
manual. One point, I just want to tell you one point. It's a manual failover option, guys. Okay, so we have 2 failovers. One is manual, second one is automatic. Okay, one is manual and second one is automatic. Guys, your power is down, your main power is down. Okay, automatically it is going to use your inverter. What is that, manual setup or automatic setup, guys?
automatic.
Right,
Automatic.
you don't do anything. Simply when your power gone, when your main power source is gone, automatically your inverter will take care of it. Your inverter will drive it. Okay, that is an automatic setup, right, guys? If you go to any movies and all, not earlier, older days, if power gone, we have to turn on the generator. What is that setup?
Manual.
Is it an
Manual.
automatic or manual? That is a manual.
Manual, sir.
Manual.
So in the same way, log shipping is a manual, no automatic. Suddenly, if my database is down or my server is down, it won't automatically goes to secondary server or secondary database. You will get the alerts. Based on the alerts, then you have to do the failover, guys. It's a manual failover. That log shipping is a manual failover setup. Your mirroring, automatic and manual is there in the mirroring. Okay. Your clustering, of course, automatic. Your always on is also automatic and manual. Of course, in the clustering, automatic manual is there. In the always on, automatic and manual is there. Whereas in the log shipping, completely manual only. In the mirroring also we have automatic and manual, but mostly we'll go by manual only. We'll discuss about mirroring. Okay, so in the mirroring class, so it's an automatic failover, guys. If something went wrong with my database or with my server, we will get an alerts from the server, primary server. Then only we have to check what goes wrong. If we can bring the primary database up, that's okay. If we can't bring the primary database up, you have to fail over the application to the secondary database manually. If you're doing patchings and all, then you have to take care of it, guys. Patching means, of course, it won't be bring back in 1 minute or 2 minutes. It will take minimum 1 hour to complete the patching. So 1 hour my application will be down. 1 hour PhonePe is down means you can imagine the impact. Okay, so what I'm going to do before doing the patching, I'll simply bring the database. See, don't think PhonePe will use log shipping concept. There is a chance PhonePe may use another technology like always on and all automatic. Okay, so but I'm just explaining the situation. So I want to do the patching of this primary server 10.10.10.1, which will take 1 hour. So 1 hour my primary database is down means 1 hour my application will be down. I don't want that. Before doing patching, I'll fail over the application to the secondary server. Then I'll do the patching of my server 10.10.10.1. Then I'll fail back the application to the my 10.10.10.1 server. Okay, now I'll patch this secondary server 10.10.10.2. Okay, guys, this is how it will work. Yes, Sanjeev.
Sir, but there are the for example, phone page connected to the secondary server. There are the 10 transactions. Then some 5 transactions if you are added in secondary server. So this after 1 hour primary server is up, and so how to this transaction 5 transaction in this database, because database that time primary server or secondary server is not synced, na?
See, that's what I'm saying. Don't confuse, Sanjeev. Here, if your primary server is down, what is the next immediate action?
Immediately action is application is goes to the secondary server.
Correct. Your database will goes to whatever your application is there. Your application will goes to the secondary server, secondary database. Okay. So now whatever
Okay.
5 transactions you are saying, that will be synced with this secondary database or recent primary database. Agree? Agree?
5 transaction in stored in secondary databases, secondary server on the databases.
No. Wait a minute. So how come secondary transactions, 5 transactions will be stored in the secondary database?
Sir, if you are accessing, for example, if you are adding the anyone sending the money from one person to another person
Fine.
that time.
So
With-
5 people are sending the money at that time. Okay, right. So
Okay.
your server is, your application is connected to the primary server. 5 people are
Okay.
sending the money. Okay. So
Okay,
now
okay.
something went wrong. It was goes down. The 5 transactions will be there in which database? Tell me first.
This 5 transaction log backup and move to the Azure stored in the secondary
Correct.
server.
First, the transactions will goes to primary and it will be there in the primary log file. And when you took the log backup for every 15 minutes or before doing failover for safer side, safer side will manually run the backup job, guys. Why? Because if any leftover transactions are there, as you said, okay, before failover or before the server is down, some leftover transactions are there, that of course you need those transactions, right? So you will manually initiate the backup job. Imagine your server is down at 8:10. Again, your backup job will run at 8:15, right? So whatever transactions from 8 to 8:10, the 10 minutes transactions, you have to take backup manually by just initiating the backup job. Okay, got the point?
Okay.
Got the point,
Okay.
right? So you
Yes,
have to initiate the backup job manually to cover the 10-minute transactions. Once you just took the manual backup, of course, it will be taken to this shared location. Then copy job will take that log backup and restore job will be applied on the secondary database. This is how the transactions will be moved from your primary to secondary.
Okay. Like in secondary to primary, what?
Secondary to, I'll tell you
transaction-
tomorrow. I'll tell you tomorrow. Very good question.
Okay, okay.
How come the data will be synchronized from secondary to primary? Why? Because till now, this server is acting as a secondary server to this server. The data is transferring from my primary to secondary, guys. What happened? You just did the failover. Okay. Now this one became primary. This one became secondary, guys. Now how the data will be transferred from this primary to this secondary, guys? Once failover is done, 10.10.10.2 becomes primary, 10.10.10.1 becomes secondary. Now, of course, now for this database, again, you should have standby, right? How you are going to move the data from your 10.10.10.2 to 10.1? How you are going to move it? Can anyone tell me the solution, guys?
Sir, take the transaction log backup as a restore on primary.
How many times you will do that?
It will be in cycle, sir.
In cycle means, very good. It will be in cycle. In cycle means what?
Reverse.
Very good. Excellent. Who said reverse?
Sampath.
Sampath, very good. Excellent. Excellent, guys. Okay. Now for this, how you are transferring the data from primary to secondary? You just configured log shipping. Now this became primary. This became secondary. Now reverse log shipping, guys. That's it. Now the shared folder will be created in this location. Whatever things are there in this server, it will be moved to this server. Whatever things are there in this server, it will be moved to this server. In the interview, they will ask what is meant by reverse log shipping. Reverse log shipping means again configuring the log shipping for my new primary database. Again, you have to, that is the headache with the log shipping. Whenever you are doing failover, every time you have to configure the log shipping, guys. Why it is reverse? Why? Because earlier 10.1 is primary, 10.2 is secondary. Now 10.2 is primary, 10.1 is secondary. Whatever you did earlier, you have to do it in the reverse way. That is called, that's why it is called reverse log shipping, guys. Clear? Sanjeev?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Again, you have to
Reverse log.
configure the log shipping. That's it.
Okay.
So let's try to connect my node 1 and node 2 instance. I just installed SSMS, guys. Let's try to connect. Now we'll get errors while connecting node 2 instance. Now you have to help me to troubleshoot these errors. Okay, so we have already discussed. So if anyone is going to help me to troubleshoot these errors, to create a successful connection of my node to instance, I'll give you 5 points, guys. Any questions in the log shipping? It will take time to open the SSMS. Any questions, guys, in the meantime? Is it clear? Log shipping
Reverse
is
in the sense, sir?
reverse in the sense nothing. See, this is your primary server, right? This is your
Yes, sir.
primary database. This is your secondary server. Now this setup is this is your secondary server. This is your secondary database. How you transfer the data from primary to secondary? You took the log backup
But
of the primary database, shared in the shared location, saved in the shared location. Using copy job, you just copy the backup files to the secondary server. Using restore job, you just restore the log backup in the secondary database. Now this is primary, this is secondary. How you are going to do? Tell me. 10.2 is primary, 10.1 is secondary. Now tell me. This is your primary database. This is your secondary
Yes.
database. Now tell me what you are going to do. How you are going to do the log shipping now. How you are going to configure the log shipping.
Not getting.
Now 10.2 is the primary server. 10.1 is the secondary server. Forget about this setup. Now you have an idea of what is log shipping, how it will work, right, Madhavi?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
By taking the backups and then-
Very good.
Yeah.
By taking the log backups from primary to secondary, you are going to configure it. Okay. Don't think it's a kind of rocket science. Very simple logic. Now 10.1 is my primary, 10.2 is my secondary. So I took the log backups from primary to I restored into the secondary. Now 10.2 is my primary, 10.1 is the secondary. You got 2 fresh servers, Madhavi. Very fresh servers. They are asking you to configure log shipping from 10.2 to 10.1. How we are going to do it?
Same backup job and then copy
Backup
and
job
then
in which server?
this, I mean secondary, sir.
Forget about secondary. Use refer 10.2, 10.1. Okay.
10.2, sir.
Correct. Control Z. Okay. So let's go with this gear symbol. Done. Okay. So on 10.2, what you will configure?
Copy job. Backup job, sir.
Backup job. Very good. Okay. On 10.2, you will configure backup job. Next on 10.1, what you will configure?
Copy job.
Copy job and
from
Restore job.
restore job, right? That's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Okay.
Everything is reverse.
Okay.
Earlier backup job is there on primary server. Now copy job, copy and restore job is there in the secondary server, right? Now
sir.
also the same setup. Okay, but the status is changed. Earlier 10.1 is primary, 10.2 is secondary. Now 10.2 is primary, 10.1 is secondary.
Okay,
Again,
sir, thank you.
freshly you have to configure the log shipping. This time 10.2 is primary, 10.1 is secondary. Whatever you did for log shipping, everything you are going to do it in a reverse way, right? Earlier backup job is there in the 10.1. Now the backup job will be there in the 10.2. Earlier copy job and restore job is there in the 10.2. Now copy and restore job will be there in the 10.1. Guys, please reconnect. It is showing 1 minute.